Good morning, everybody. How are we today? Wasting time on Twitter. That is what we're about to discuss. And I thought today, this is Friday, I'm just starting this little video for you. Now, if you look at my clock up here, it says 9:59:21. And I thought it would be a great idea just to show you how I try to control my productivity during the day. And I know there's a lot of people who have problems with this, particularly with social media, particularly with addictive programs such as Twitter, addictive programs such as Facebook. They are fantastic, but you really have to control how you utilize those great websites. Now, first of all, let me take you back in time to last night. Before I go to bed, when I shut down, and I do shut down, I may switch over to more of a social shutdown phase before I actually shut down my computer. But basically, before I shut down, I will have got in place a rough, if not fairly precise, agenda for what I'm going to be doing the next day. Now, it's 10 o'clock this morning. I had an appointment this morning, so this is actually, I normally would start at the latest by 9. I try and start by 8 if I can. It works differently for different people depending on what your schedule is. But look at this thing I've got up here. It's an actually alarm clock, okay? Now, I can actually set an alarm clock as frequently as I wish to throughout the day, and this is a productivity suggestion I really would recommend for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you've got a PC or a Mac. Now let me just go here. I'm going to put on a new alarm. Now, for example, it's got 10 o'clock. I'm actually going to put 10:10. The reason I'm doing that is because we are doing a video, okay? And I want to make sure that the video is less than 10 minutes. It's definitely going to be less than 10 minutes, but in fact, I probably would do that for 9 minutes normally, because I don't want the video to go beyond 10 minutes. Why, do you ask? Well, predominantly the main reason is, obviously, I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste your time. I want to keep you attentive to what I'm doing. But also, very importantly for me, is that I don't want to go over 10 minutes because YouTube, in all likelihood, you can get away with maybe 10 and a half, 11 minutes, but once the video goes beyond that, they're going to not post it onto YouTube. So you don't want to waste all that 10 minutes time thinking about, doing your video, rambling on, and suddenly you've gone over 10 minutes and you've got to do it all over again or not even post it. Okay, so a couple of things I'm going to show you about my productivity and how I work, which I really hope will be of use to you. It may not work for everybody. Now, first of all, look at this. We've got a nice blank screen. It's clean. There's nothing happening on my screen whatsoever. Now, I love my photography. I love images. I'm a big sucker for those. But I have learnt over the last year that it can still get too crowded, too busy on your screen if you've got an amazing fancy image as your screen desktop. So I go for a dark colour. This is actually just one of the standard Apple ones. I've done 360 degrees on this. I've had my own designs. I've done blank colours. So this is a happy medium for me. It's blank colour. It's dark, and the reason for that is up here everything stands out. So during the day, if I've got things which I dump onto my desktop, and I try and minimise that as much as possible, it's clean, and that puts me in that frame of mind that I'm working productively, I'm getting things done. Once you've got 30, 40 things on this desktop, your mind gets cluttered, you're confused, you don't know where things are. So systemize what you do every day, particularly at the end of the day. Clean up the mess. There is going to be mess, that is for sure, so clean up your mess. Now, as you can see, I typed this up last night. I decided I was going to do a little video. I actually had draft ideas about what I wanted to do today before I went to bed, and it wasn't really till this morning I actually put them in this order. So what I've done is, I've set my alarm to make sure this video stops. In a normal situation, I will be straight into point 1. Now, personally, I like to work in 1 hour blocks. So I will be setting this alarm, I would be setting it for 11 o'clock, okay? Now, when that alarm goes off at 10 past 10, I will reset it straight away for 11. You can actually set it, I could set another one right now, but I'll set it for 11 once that one's finished. Okay, so I set my alarm, and the reason I do that is I find that in my subconscious, I am working faster. I'm trying to be more productive throughout the course of the next hour. So at the back of my mind, I know that time is running out. I know I mustn't dilly-dally on that particular project that I'm doing for that hour. And basically, when it gets to the end of the hour, I completely shut down on that project. I will not touch it again for the rest of the day. Now, I used to be the opposite. I used to perhaps decide to do something, and then I'd spend 2 or 3 hours doing something. But I found this really disciplines you to getting things done faster. And the reward is that once you get into this mode, basically every day, you will get faster throughout the day. So you will find this first hour, I will struggle to complete this within the hour. I will complete it and I will stop. Then the second hour, I might get to 55 minutes, 50 minutes doing the next one. This second subject I'm going to look at Aweber animated GIFs in email. Now that's more of an experimental one which I want to play around with, so I've got a bit more of a creative license there to actually, it's more of an educating one for me, and if I can document what I'm doing for you guys, that's even better. So that will probably fill up the second hour, that one. Thirdly, Squidoo Lens. I'm going to do a Squidoo Lens on how to paste video into email. Fourthly, I'm going to upload a video through Traffic Geyser through my account, and I will hopefully show you how I do that, or actually do it. Then I'm going to do 2 blog posts. Now, hopefully, the trick is to try and do blog posts which are, they're not a direct copy of what you've done during the day, but you can use the content that you've been working on during the day as an actual post itself. So, I'm not going to get to this 5th hour and suddenly have to come up with completely new content. I will try and recycle a lot of valuable content that I've been learning and has come to me through the day in my blog posts. And ideally, I'd like to do one before lunchtime and another one before the evening. Number 6, Twitter. I love Twitter. I've got over 5,000 followers, so I have to keep in touch with my followers and my clients. But I kind of, somebody described it to me a long time ago as dipping into the river. So, you don't have to be swimming in the river all day. You're going to get drowned, that's for sure. And you're not, in a river, there's a strong current, and you're going to get taken with the current. So I like to just dip my toes into the river, and with this alarm clock system that I use, with a strict list of things that I've got to do, I find that the reward for me is every hour the alarm clock goes off. Hopefully I can get the alarm clock finished before the alarm clock. I can quickly go and grab a coffee. I take 5 minutes away from the computer completely. I have a walk around. I do a little bit of stretching. It's very easy to get your body into bad shape if you sit down at the computer all day. So get up, have a reward. If you've got enough time, quickly zip outside into your back garden, have some fresh air, grab a coffee, whatever it is that you do. Talk to somebody, whatever it is. Now, so the reason I explain that is because part of my reward is I think, okay, well, I can have some fun on Twitter for 5 minutes, and I find that it's actually more productive with Twitter if you can spread out your time on Twitter throughout the day. Now, there's 2 points to this. Firstly, it's good to have small amounts spread evenly over the day, but also there are key times, and generally that is between 1 and 3 o'clock. Tends to be a very active time on Twitter, so if you're going to post tweets, then your message is going to have more of a response from people during that time, and also in the evening. And thirdly, very much so at the weekend. But, you don't want to be working 24 hours a day. So pick your time, spread it out, don't get sucked in. Now, sorry, one more thing I just should show you before we finish this is my browser. Now, I use a Flock browser. The night before, I completely closed down Flock. Now, that's actually a good thing anyway for your RAM. Now, okay, right, what it's actually doing is it's cranking. Sorry, this is actually a bit of a joke because normally I would have it completely shut down and it wouldn't have any tabs open whatsoever. So I'm going to cancel that. I don't want to actually open that. So I'll just show you what I would do. You can see some of the things here that I was doing. Oh, bit of game Scrabble. So normally I would have all of these closed down, and the reason for that is I like to have a completely fresh. That was some Scrabble last night. See, so when I wound down last night, I was actually playing some Scrabble. Now let's just quit Flock. Okay. So when I crank this up every morning, there are no tabs open whatsoever. That way I don't get a continuation of being dragged into silly things that I was doing last night, perhaps in a social sphere. So I'm not going to get dragged straight back into Facebook. I'm not going to get dragged straight back into Twitter. Okay. Now in the middle of this video you will have seen a big note which says wasting time on Twitter. Now that is particularly intended as a thumbnail which is at the halfway point of my video, so that when that is viewed on the internet it will grab people for maximum viewing. So that's why that was there in the middle of the video. That's it. 10 minutes is coming up. Thank you for that. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.